This is going to be a really cool event. We're at a pop-up movie theater in Minturn, Colorado. There's going to be social distancing. There's a lot of rules right now to make sure that everybody stays safe. But we wanted to move forward with a showing of how to love your enemy, because it's not just a story about criminal justice reform. It is a how-to for practitioners in communities wanting to do something about all of the negative impacts of our one-size-fits-all, top-down criminal justice system. This was all my buddy Seth's idea. You got us into this mess.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
You know, I follow everything that Free the People does, the content that gets put out. And when I saw this, I hadn't really done a lot of research in restorative justice. And when I started doing research, it really hit me personally. I actually was a victim of a crime, of a violent crime. The assailant, he ended up going to jail for 10 years. It never did anything for me, and I actually ended up feeling bad for the guy. The only time I ever even saw him was in court. I never heard him say, "I'm sorry." I never heard him show any remorse or admit guilt, because in the system that we have, it is detrimental to do that. And so I didn't feel whole from that. When I got the notification that he was released, I felt relieved. If something like that, this existed at the time, I would have probably gone that route. And I want to have that be an option for people in the future. When I heard you talking about you wanting to show this places, I said, well, obviously you're not going to be able to show it in a theater anytime soon, but why not the drive-in? Even in normal times, you're distant from other people. And so I contacted the owner of this drive-in, who also owns a drive-in in Austin, and said, hey, can we do this? He's like, I love the idea, let's make it happen.
If you find this model of sort of getting out of the criminal justice system and letting communities and victims and perpetrators and police and advocates all come together and figure out how to make the victim whole. It's a radically different concept than the way we do things now, but it's got to be done city by city, town by town, county by county. And here we have representatives of local law enforcement, we have Republicans and Democrats and Libertarians, and we have administrators, all the people that need to take responsibility to do that.
This is not a performative piece. This is action, and for action to actually take place, we need to reach out to the people who make that action happen. So that's our county commissioners, the district attorney's office, and the law enforcement in the area, and they're all going to be here tonight.
So you call this a tripartisan?
Tripartisan, nonpartisan, transpartisan, whatever your lingo is, but every major party in Colorado is being represented.
At Free the People, we are storytellers, and we wanted to tell the story of criminal justice reform and restorative justice through the eyes of the victims, the people that did wrong, the people that are trying to fix the process, law enforcement, all of the parties from the bottom up, from the community. But this is not a movie about feeling good about what they did in Longmont, Colorado. This is a call to action for everybody here. We have an opportunity right here, right now, to learn from what they did in Longmont, Colorado, and to do it here. And to take this model, think of it as a franchise where communities are taking back the justice system and taking responsibility for solving problems. We want to help. We want to make sure that that power happens from the bottom up. This event happened because one of our supporters and activists saw the movie, How to Love Your Enemy, and said, I want to do that in my county. I want to do it in Eagle County. If you want to do the same thing, contact us, work with us, and let's make sure that this model spreads like wildfire from the bottom up, people working together to solve problems, because that's what liberty is all about.